Hey all, my name is Nikki. I am a fitness nutrition coach in Central Iowa. I live on a farm out here with my two kids, my husband. I wanted to touch on this week with this short podcast, something I've been struggling with a lot lately and have recently started to really overcome and re-put back into priorities, if that even makes sense. So something that I tend to go through during really, really high stress situations is I kind of lose control of just like my emotions and all of my hormones get out of whack. So if you didn't know, there's a number of things that can go off in your body when you go through really, really high stress situations, whether that be from travel or financial stress or overtraining or eating foods that don't agree with your body or all kinds of stuff, any kind of stressors. If you constantly put your body underneath all these stressors, your hormones can go super nuts. Okay. Between your cycle kind of getting off, which is something that happens with me. Due to stress, your cycle can get delayed or it can start earlier, it can be spotty, and it could just, your body just says, okay, now is not the time that we want to support growing life. So it throws that cycle off, which doesn't make you feel very good. That's for sure. Other things that can really, really happen that also definitely affect me is when we get really, really stressed out, right? Your body is going to take the blood from your digestive system, or it can take the blood from your digestive system, and it's going to minimize its processes there, and it's going to put the blood into the rest of your body and put it into your muscles. So that way that you are able to run away from the issue that's happening, right? So typically when you're stressed out, your body thinks you're being chased by a bear or a tiger or something like that. So it gives all of that blood and oxygen to your muscles so you can run faster, you can get away faster, so you can get away from the stressor, get away from the thing that's triggering it. However, most of us aren't running away from tigers and bears and such. We're, stressed at work or family or finances or travel or something like that. So what happens when our blood leaves our digestive system because we're trying to flee the attack is our digestive system can really, really slow down, and it can really lock up digestion, right? So you might go through a lot of constipation or something like that, make you just feel really, really bogged down and slow and not feeling well. And those kinds of things happen to me as well. And so there's a number of things that you can do to help fix that. But the main piece is trying to figure out how to manage the stress better, right? So that we can, get through all of the hormone fluctuations and the GI issues, get ahead of it before it starts to happen again. And so something that I had a realization with this week is, in order to get past this, because I've been struggling with it for like the last 3 weeks, is you really need to sit down and figure out what this is, what's triggering it, right? What's the underlying cause that's really, really causing you to go through all of this stress? Is it the finances, or is it the fact that your family members aren't also on the same page with you with your finances, so you guys can put together a plan that you both follow together in order to get in front of the finances? Is it the fact that you need to have a hard conversation with your boss, but you're afraid to have that conversation with your boss, so you keep on putting it off, but that just keeps on adding more distress to your body every time you're at work and you need to have that hard conversation? Is it the fact that you are, taking in poor choices for foods all of the time and needing to clean up your nutrition choices so that we aren't putting so many processed foods into our bodies and causing distress within our guts? There's all kinds of things that we need to approach and look at. For me personally, the thing that was really, really underlying causing my issues was that I had put my priorities in the wrong places recently, and my own health is extremely important to me. That went on the back burner. I kept on trying, right? I kept on doing the things that I do as a nutrition coach to make sure that I'm putting myself first, a lot of the time, to take care of getting sunlight, take care of eating the right kinds of foods, take care of trying to get better sleep. But it doesn't always only land there. We have to take care of all the pieces. And mine was really, really mentality based this time. And what I was really experiencing was that I had not been putting my family as a priority at that point. I had been focusing a lot on outside things, on my business growing, on business things, on financials, and trying to make sure that I am, setting myself up for success in 10, 15, 20 years instead of putting myself up for success in the next 24 hours. And so what I really, really needed to do was reprioritize my family time, really take, a step back and realize that my kids are 9 and 7. they're only going to be here and in my house for so long. They're only going to want to hang out with me for so long. And I need to take advantage of that time more often and make sure that I'm prioritizing them and my husband just as much as I prioritize everything else. So the second that I made that realization and started making some changes that I knew needed to happen, my stress immediately started to relieve. I could feel the pressure relieve from my shoulders. My digestion started to come back to normal. My period came back that week. Everything that I knew in the back of my mind I needed to fix, deep down on that mentality and emotional level, started to fix all of the physical stuff that I had been struggling with lately. And as soon as digestion went back to normal, as soon as hormones started to come back into normal play, I started to feel much more like myself again. I started feeling more in control. My body started operating the way it was supposed to again. My family's better, right? My business is better. My clients are better taken care of. All of the things that I knew needed to happen and wanted to happen started to happen again when I took a step back and really reprioritized what I needed to prioritize. So here's my suggestion to you if you are struggling with something like this, is sit down and really look at what this trigger event is that is causing you to feel this way. Take the actionable steps that you really need to take, rip off those band-aids, have the hard conversations, make those changes, make those decisions that you need to make, do in order to get back moving into the right direction again. If you continue to allow those stressors to keep on building, you're going to continue to struggle. You're going to only continue to make that worse. And when we allow that stress to keep building and get worse and worse and worse, we're going to continue to let it build. We're going to throw ourselves more off whack. We're going to, cause potentially disease and sickness. I have a head cold due to it, everything. Your body really, really gets affected by your mental stress. So really looking at that. Another thing that's really, really helpful and important is think back to a time when you felt your best, when things were going really, really, really well, when you felt like you were in control, you're on top of the world, when family was good, life was good, right? What were you doing at that time? What foods were you eating? What books were you reading? What types of TV shows were you watching, or were you not watching TV? What podcasts were you listening to? What people were you spending time with? How were you moving your body? Were you getting outside more often? All of these little things. What were you doing when you felt your best? Simply go back to doing the things that you were doing when you felt your best, and you will start to feel your best again. It is that simple. Our bodies are extremely simple, yet totally complex. If we take care of them doing the simple things that we know work, right, then they start to work optimally again. So that is my suggestion to you this week as far as helping manage stress, something I've been going through lately. Hopefully some tidbits in here help get you moving in the right direction, get you thinking. And if you ever need anything, you ever need more help, you ever want more support, look into joining our Facebook group, look into downloading the First Form app. That's where I coach people with nutrition. But we have a supportive community here for you, and I am ready to help you through whatever you need. So hopefully you guys have a great day, and we will be talking to you soon.